We're here today in Weaste Cemetery, Salford. You may remember we have filmed here many times, recording the lives of the good, the not so good, famous, etc. I'm stood in the dissenters plot in Weaste, J1580. Now the reason I'm stood here is right below me is the remains of a Manchester United footballer, no less. His name was Tommy, I'll call him Thomas if you will, Arkesden. He played for Manchester United between 1902 up to 1907. Played 79 times and scored 33 goals. Tommy had played in many other clubs before arriving at United. Burton United, Gainsborough, all lower league teams. Now, he came to United in 1902 for the priceless sum of £150. He was quite a prolific goal scorer. He scored a hat-trick against Guiseley Town. He was born in Warwick and he previously played for Burton Wanderers before United signed him. Now, going through the records for the years he was at Old Trafford, he must have played all his games, home games that is, at Bank Street in Clayton. So he would never obviously have played at Old Trafford. His career, he seems to be one of these footballers, there's not much recorded about him. But you have to remember, 1903, 1907, the daily lives weren't as under the microscope as such. Now, we did some research into him, and his career was, I won't say checkered, but he ended his days after football. He was a coal miner in the Rhondda Valley. First World War broke out and he served in the King's Own Yorkshire Light Infantry, and he was discharged in 1917. Now, he died of bronchitis in June 1921. He's only aged 42, despite some of the Manchester United sites saying that he died in 1951, which is wrong, believe me. When he died, he was living in Henry Street in Hume, quite a, I won't say a notorious area, quite run-down area. And there's no headstone for him. Now, a couple of reasons. He couldn't afford one, or it was in the Blitz. This cemetery here was badly damaged. But I think it was because there was no money. I'll just have to read this piece. He married a lady called Anne Wilson, but she's not in the grave with him. There's two other people, I'll just read their names. Arthur Wardle, who died in 1919, and Ellen Lavinia, a lovely name, Lavinia Chambers, who died in 1929. But there's no mention of his wife, Anne Williams, her name was. Why she's not buried with him, I don't know. But there's three people underneath. I feel a bit guilty stood on his grave, actually. In an ideal world, there should be a reminder to Tommy. You know, he's put that famous red shirt on and played for United, scored 33 goals. No mean feat. But it just seems it's sad that after playing for United, he had various jobs and ended up in the coal pit in Rhondda. Yeah, it's just sad. There's quite a few Manchester United players buried in here who we have recorded. You've got David Byrne over there, you've got Eddie Coleman. On the height we've got Jeff Bent and Bob Valentine and Albert Scanlon. He's buried in Agecroft. Regarding the people who are buried in this grave with Tommy, I contacted the expert Peter Kilvert. Peter's a font of knowledge when it comes to everything in the Salford cemeteries, and he sent me this following information. I'll just read this out about Tommy died in June 1921 at Henry Street, Hume. The first person in this grave was Arthur Wardle in December 1919. Now, Arthur was married to Ellen Lavinia, the lady I mentioned earlier. Now, it looks like Tommy was lodging with them in Henry Street in Hume. So that accounts for it. But the reason, well, there is no reason why Annie is not buried with him. Peter's looked for it, and she's not on any of the registers. She's not on the 1921 or 1939, and there's no sign of having remarried or dying. That's part of the mystery cleared up, isn't it? But yeah, strange. But Peter Kilvert, I'd like to thank you profusely for all your help with this. I'd also like to mention Tony Eason. Tony had done a previous video about Tommy in this site, and yeah, it's good. So watch Tony's, but mine's better. I think it would be nice if there could be some permanent reminder to the man. That's not up to me, obviously. So if there's any fan groups or Manchester United, I think they have a burial site forum page. If they could have a look at how to raise some money for him, it'd be nice. But yeah, forgotten almost. But I've not forgot you, Tommy. Cheers.